Loudon's such a wild town of just like it's somewhat of a Wild West with like the handful of cops.
It's literally the Wild West. So he was born with a clubbed foot. So his foot right here was bent up because his Achilles didn't grow. And obviously he doesn't have bones. I want to buy an old car, I think. Something to cruise around in. No. I want to buy a car I can cruise around in this summer.
That's a white boy's wet
exactly.
dream, dude. That's
exciting. I could touch the rim. This is a nice setup, though. This is nice.
Thank you.
Was this the plan?
I'll show you photos, dude. It's really like hectic of like
how far it's come.
Oh yeah. It is the cool thing that it's all documented.
Yeah, exactly.
So like the come up is nice when it like looks nice.
Right.
Is like that kid who's like a rapper we had on Micaiah. Like he came in, he was like when we were coming down the stairs, he was like, "Where the fuck are we going?" And we're like, "Oh, we're going there." And he was like, "The shit's in a basement?"
Yeah, right.
And we were like, "Yeah, dude." He's like, "Yo, that's crazy." Cool. He's like, "It didn't seem like it."
No, it looks super nice when you guys are
like
shooting it.
That was it. Like just fucking sheets and like
that's awesome
nonsense, dude. It looked so bad, and it's like, but it's kind of nice you get to like see it,
right? Oh, I know the progression. Yeah, I know.
And it's like every like 6 months I go through. I'm like, let me move everything.
That's sick. Like the rings,
dude. Yeah,
those are sick.
We take our fantasy stuff pretty.
Serious,
so
that's good. Yeah. Busy life.
Yeah. So like, can I talk to you about being a dad?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Because I'm obviously not a dad.
Yeah.
But like, so future like brother and sister-in-law, they just had their first kid like Saturday.
Oh yeah.
On Saturday.
Yeah.
So they just came home, and now have been like 48 hours at home.
Oh.
And like, they're both in like they're both like mid-30s.
Yeah.
But they're like real stressed about it. And like I have friends who like have 2 kids, like a really close friend of mine, she has 2 kids.
Yeah.
And I was like, and she's a single mom. And I'm like, how the fuck are you doing that? Like, I barely am like, I'm like, how the fuck does anyone, like, how do you know what to do, man?
Honestly, all intuition. I mean, I came into my kids' lives when our oldest, she was 4, Brayden was turning 3, and Lydia was 1.5 years. And it's ever since I was a kid. It was the weirdest thing. I always wanted to be a family. I always wanted family. Watching old stuff with my grandparents and stuff, I just caught it like that. And then having a baby, that was a whole different.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, that was a whole different ball game. That was my first.
Yeah.
And I was just talking about this yesterday. My friend had a baby, and he's talking about how he's not getting a lot of sleep, and I didn't go through that.
Oh, really?
No, I thought the first. So he was born with a clubbed foot. So his foot right here was bent up because his Achilles didn't grow. And obviously he doesn't have bones, so it's just a muscle kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they had to, month-old, stretch his leg out in a cast, getting a new cast every Monday for 3 months.
Holy shit.
Yeah. and then he had to wear a brace, double booted brace.
Jeez.
Had to get a surgery. That made it more challenging than anything, but it's the craziest thing.
That sounds so stressful, dude. That's rough.
It was when she was pregnant, because like.
Oh, did you guys already know that?
Yeah, in the ultrasound,
okay.
It was obvious, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
When you saw pictures of it, it was definitely.
Come on. I'm not a doctor.
Definitely not there.
Huh.
But yeah. So the challenges there were more putting his boots on.
Yeah.
Not hurting him.
Yeah.
Like, even when he first got his boots, the doctor, she was like, he might make some noises to like scare you.
Yeah.
But he's not really in pain.
Yeah, like he's a baby. He's gonna do stuff.
Exactly.
He's making noises.
He's smart. He is.
Yeah. Is he like forever gonna be in?
No.
Boots?
5 till
Okay.
5, and then he'll have to possibly get another surgery when he's like 13, when he hits puberty, because then he'll start growing more
and shit. Yeah.
I guess it's a lifetime disability.
Yeah.
From what I've heard.
Well, was there like a what's the thing where like you just go through like a mental rabbit hole of like, oh my god, like his life's gonna be like this now.
Exactly.
And, like, you just
and then
blow it.
Dive deep into.
Oh yeah.
One in so many kids that have born with a club foot have some sort of mental.
Yeah.
Like
something going.
Some like autism or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm like, well, I work. That's what I do for work. So I'm like, if that happens to be the case, couldn't be more perfect, because I know what I'm doing there. And then then you just go into that deeper rabbit hole of, well, what if he's just so many different things. And it was more of a common thing, I guess, around that time.
That's scary. That's so stressful.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. Yeah. And even now sometimes he's helping me put him on. Other times he's throwing a fit. He doesn't want him on. And he's getting to that age where he's not walking yet, but it's like he wants to walk with it on. Yeah. And he can't, because he's going to slide and stuff. But I know once he gets like 3 or 4, he's going to be like, why do I have to wear these every night? Yeah. You know? So that's also stressful to think, because 5 years old.
Having to have these talks and
at 5, you were born a little messed up, you know? And, you know, you got to literally help him get out of bed and go to the bathroom. Because he can't get up. He can't take his boots off. He's got to wear it for 12 hours. And that's why it's the nighttime. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And it used to be 24/7.
That's rough.
For 3 months, all day. He had
what a like having a baby is already really stressful. That must have just been like
the cherry on top. The cherry on top. Yeah. Yeah, no, and we were living at my parents' house at the time, and we were crammed with space.
Oh, yeah.
So, she was worried about him crying all the time and all this stuff and keeping everybody awake, because my kids were on the other side of the wall, and it's an old house and all that. And then my parents and my grandmother, blah, blah, blah. But we managed it really well. He's a good kid. He was a good baby.
Yeah, that's one of those things, too, where it's like, in like, not even like 5-6 years, like probably could be even now, maybe, where your parents are like, damn, like, yeah, it was a headache sometimes, but like we miss having all these people here.
They 1000% miss it, dude. I go over there now, fridge is empty. Like they just don't really do much. Granted, my dad's got all the garage and the house stuff to do, and my mom's collecting disability and stuff. And but she works at a store. But other than that, it's just my grandmother there.
Yeah.
And then
So like any visitor, anytime someone's there, it's like you
she
might
doesn't
get
usually say
hostage,
no.
Yeah.
She doesn't say no
Yeah.
anytime we want to go over.
Did it help having her having the 3 kids before, so you got like
Yeah.
almost
oh yeah.
like a kind of a head start where you're like, okay, like I can. You're a little more comfortable.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
She was. I would ask her a question. She'd be like, "Oh, it's fine. Leave it alone. Leave him alone. He's
That's
fine.
so nice.
He's fine." Like
Oh,
these things, like every single little thing you could overthink, she'd be like, "No, you're fine. Like relax." And I'm like,
You're overthinking.
"No,
you're
no,
good.
I don't want to."
That's rough. I'm such a thinker, so I'd be like, I'm probably right.
Yeah.
So it'd be like, no, you're wrong. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go do it anyway.
Yeah. Yep. And he can't sleep in his own bed. We had a crib up, but because of his brace, his brace would smack the wood and then wake him up, freak him out.
Oh, yeah.
So we were like, okay. So he's gonna sleep in our bed till we can get him a toddler bed. And
Yeah.
he's almost there. He's almost there.
I don't know, man. Don't get too excited. I mean,
Oh, I'm gonna miss it.
I was gonna say, I mean, the Spinney brothers,
Yeah.
we definitely were a little clingy to our parents
Oh yeah.
for a little longer than it was supposed to.
Right. I put him to bed, so I'll fall asleep when I'm putting him to bed, and he.
Are you like when I'm asleep, I'm asleep?
Sometimes, not sometimes. I mean, I definitely don't get sleep.
Yeah.
Especially with him next to me.
Yeah.
Any little thing, I'm like, I'm awake.
Oh, yeah.
I'm good. But I put him to bed, and then middle of the night, if he wakes up, he doesn't want anything to do with her. It's all me because he went to bed with me, and
that's so sick.
And I'm definitely gonna miss that. She could care less.
Yeah.
She's like, we haven't cuddled in almost 2 years. And I'm like, I know, but soon enough.
What was there like stress like when you guys first met, and like oh, okay, she has kids, like did you have to like wrap your head around it, or you like, I don't give a shit?
It was becoming more of a thing that girls our age were having kids, and they weren't with the dads.
Yeah.
So at that point, it was 2020.
Yeah.
COVID was going fresh.
Oh yeah.
So I had tried talking to her in February of 2020 on my birthday. We talk about this all the time. I have it cinched into my brain. She had just got out of a relationship with the father of the 2 children that's not around anymore, hasn't been around for 4 years. So, I tried to talk to her, and she had been single since November, and she was talking to this other kid, Zach.
There's a type.
Exactly. And so we would like talk a little bit here and there, but then she started hanging out with him more. And so I was like, okay, whatever, I'm over it.
Yeah.
Knowing she had kids, obviously I was keeping up on social media and stuff like that. And then I had got a girlfriend for like 2 months. It was like a high school thing. And I got into a car accident in August. And then her and I started talking again and just hit it off after that. And I've always wanted kids, so walking into it, I was like, all set.
Shit, you checked off. You got some stuff done before. Perfect.
Yep. Yeah.
Saved me some headaches. Let's go.
I mean, we got married a month later. So
that's nuts.
Yeah.
Was everyone like cool with it?
No one knew.
No one knew?
No,
like you just showed up, but you're like, all right, hey.
I think the way I told my parents, I showed them her debit card because she had to get a new debit card. I was so nervous.
What a way.
I was so nervous because that's just what I did. I always, if I broke up with a girlfriend, I just casually, oh yeah, so-and-so we broke up.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, what?
Oh yeah.
What are you talking about? And so, yeah, nobody knew for like a month, maybe 3 weeks. Then I started telling people.
That's
I couldn't
freak.
hold it in.
I would have probably got jumped by my mom if I got married without her even.
Right?
I'm getting like the whole like, you need to propose, man. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Come on, dude. Like, it's been. I mean, I can't say to you, you're like, hey, I'm Zach. You want to get married?
Yeah, right.
But, like, it's been like maybe 4 years, because we met around this same time. It was like November, October, maybe
Heck
of
yeah.
2019. And now I'm getting the like, come on, man. Like,
Yeah, right.
And my mom was like, we were driving once, and Cam was like, Mom, what are you going to do if Josh doesn't have you at the proposal? She's like, what do you mean? Of course I'll be there. And we were both like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Like, not everything's about you.
Yeah, right. I couldn't even imagine. I was engaged once.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was a mess.
I'm shocked I don't have a kid and I haven't been divorced yet. Like, I fully was like, I'm going to be 16 with a kid. I fully thought I'd be in high school.
Yeah, right. I did not. I didn't think I was going to make it past 20. So, I'm here. I'm here and life's totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, being engaged, it's I flew her friend out from California. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Especially if they don't know. She already knew what I was doing.
Oh, okay.
She didn't know that I flew her out. So we drove down to Boston.
Oh.
And we picked her up.
At what point do you, like, get towards Logan and you're like, what the fuck are we... Like, you don't just wander up on Logan.
Yeah, exactly. Well, she wasn't... Wait, how old are you?
20...
Oh, you're 26. 27. Yeah,
Something
you're
like that.
sister's age. So, she had moved from California to here. She was here for like a year, so she was young.
Oh, okay. So she's just kind of like...
Yeah, I was 20, or not. I was 21, and she was like 19 or 20. And we were together for a year and a half. I was just dumb back then.
I still, like, I had to do, like, the math gymnastics
Right.
of, like, wait, how are you guys together that long?
No, different
and
girl.
I'm like, holy fuck, like...
Different girl.
Oh, okay.
Different girl. Oh, no. Definitely not. Thankfully, different girl. Different girl. That was a mess. If I didn't have the skills to control my anger, I was getting hit and stuff, and things could have definitely gone awry very quickly. So, I held it together.
Yeah.
I held it together. So, yeah, being engaged, being married, marriage.
Were you, like, in the mindset, too, of, like... Not that it, like, doesn't get any better, but you were like, oh, see... But, like, so there's that apartment I had sold.
Yeah.
That was around the same time, like, me and my current girlfriend, we met.
Mm-hmm.
And she was a big person, like, when I first met her. Like, the first 2 nights I met her were back-to-back. In both nights, I drunkenly cried off of nonsense.
Yeah.
Because it was my first year coaching, and I was like, I'm getting kids hurt. Because these kids I coached were getting hurt. And I was like... And then the next night, our game was on WMUR, and we got blown out by Bo. And I was like... I was out with Xavier, and he was like... Look at that piece of shit team. I was like, no one even gets what's happening. And she was like super calm about it. And we like talked in a car, just like
heck yeah,
drunk. And she was like, look, if you're not happy, you gotta change shit.
Right.
And like shit seems so hard until you do it. Where you're like, like this is unhealthy relationship. Oh, I'm not happy where I am. And then like 2 months after you do it, you're like, holy shit, man, that's all I had to do?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Her and I broke up once, and we like told her dad. So her mom, when they lived out in California, her mom and her dad got a divorce, and her mom had a boyfriend that would beat her, and so they moved out here. I don't really know why. I think he's from here, and he was in the Navy and all that out there, and so we broke up, and I I had her tell her dad what's been going on, and he was super disappointed in her. And
That's a sick move, though. It'd be like,
it was.
it's kind of a dad move to be like, go tell your dad what you did. Go ahead. You want to do it? Go ahead. Go say it.
It sucked. And then we got back together, and then we broke up in like end of May.
Mm.
And I didn't go to the Outer Banks. And then, like, all my family went in May of 2019. And then Jelly's accident a month later. And I'm like, wow, I wasted my time staying here trying to fix this mess instead of having a good time with my family. So, lessons learned. I don't miss out on much family things anymore after that. A lot of fights, you turn around.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I don't want to go to this family event anymore. I'm all set.
Oh, yeah.
kind of stuff,
'Cause you're like, I'm either going to fake it or the emotion's just going to keep carrying on through this.
Yeah,
and I'm going to look like a bad guy here.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to enjoy myself. So, yeah, that was my 2019. That was a shit year. So, yeah, got my own place, and then everything happened. Moved back home. I think I was on our couch for like 4 months.
Yeah.
Until we decided to go through her room, and I took her room over. Obviously, it was the biggest room. So.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Crazy.
Is there, like, do you already, like, feel, because, like, that is a lot of shit. Like, that's intense shit. Where, like, the, like, basic soap opera line of, like, I had to go through this turmoil.
Exactly.
To feel, like, to get where I needed to be. Like, do you already see that, or are you still like, that shit kind of sucks and I haven't learned?
I see it. That's for sure. I see it. Yeah. After my sister had passed, my wife now had worked with her.
Oh.
Like, at Merrimack County, and they had met.
That's sick.
It's funny, because Jelly showed up for our orientation, then she didn't want to do it. And
she's like, not the same for me.
So she talked to Chantel for like a couple days, and then they're like calling her over the system, looking for her. And she's just like, yeah, I didn't show up. Didn't tell them anything. But after that happened, my wife adds me on Facebook. I'm not thinking anything of it at the time. And then, and I didn't know that they had known each other.
Yeah.
And then we started talking, and it came out, and I was like, okay.
That's crazy.
It's a little odd. And then August came, and we hung out one time. And then I came over that night. Did not leave. At all. I moved in that night.
That's nuts.
That night. August 29th.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's gotta, like... what a cool... I mean, like... in the grand scheme, like, not cool, but, like, what a sick way to, like, meet and, like,
I take it as a sign.
Yeah, for real. Where, like, my neighbor, she was really close with, so, like, me and her grew up, and we were just, like, always really close, because she was always over there, and neighbors, so we all always would hang out. And after his incident happened.
Yeah.
She, I remember her, like, talking to her, and she was like, I just, like, have a hard time with, one, like, finding someone, and two, finding someone who, like, it's hard for me to feel like I can find someone new, because I don't want to be with someone who doesn't know my brother.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to have someone, like, learn about him.
Right.
And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, that's gotta be...
yeah.
a rough, where at least, like, you have the...
Yeah. No, that was the cool part. And we just hit it off. I mean, granted, we were talking off and on for 6 months, but I thought it was funny. It was funny to me. how she added me in July and then of 2019 and just felt the need to message her.
That's the thing where it's like life like really does like line shit up for you. And like it makes no sense until you're at that spot.
Exactly. Like I think it was like 2021, end of 2021. We had just moved back to my parents' house, saved some money, but we didn't save money, obviously.
That's how that's all. That's here, man. That's my excuse. I'm like, I'm saving money and I don't save.
Exactly. Very well. And it just felt normal, felt right to go back there. And then when the time came, it was right to leave. So, granted, I want to go back there, but
that's how I feel. Like when that massive lottery was happening. Like a month or two ago.
Yeah.
My like awful trait is like I fully believed I would win. Like I was just like, that's my luck. Like of course I'd win. Like why wouldn't I? My siblings would get so pissed off. Of course I'd win. And then then me and Cam went on like a massive thing where like for like 4 days we every night we'd like take a trip and we'd be like, this is the one.
Yeah.
And then we'd be like, what would you do with the money? And I was like, I'd buy a warehouse and I'd convert a bunch of it into small apartments and everyone can live with me. And my family's like, why the fuck do you think we want to live with you? And I was like, why wouldn't you? Right? Like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And like, not everyone wants to live with their brothers and like everyone forever. And I was like, why would, like, it's so fun. I love it.
Exactly.
I love it.
It's the best.
It's awesome.
Honestly. Obviously, there's moments, but
yeah.
At least with the house, if we ever, I know that's what we always would talk about. If we ever won the lottery, we would just build houses on the property.
So cool.
And that'd be it. But I want to go back there. You're not, the way things are these days.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to find
fucking impossible.
18 acres for cheap. No. The lot next to us is 24 acres, and that's like $600,000.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I saw a graph that was like showing the like average income for a family to live like quote unquote comfortable is what the graph said. And New Hampshire was like top 5 of like most expensive. We were like 300 maybe and 40 or something. And then Massachusetts was like 301.
That's
like,
crazy.
What the fuck? Why are we the smallest states and we like they're like, here's a box. You can live here.
Literally. Here's a car. Here's a nice car to live in.
It makes no sense.
It sucks. Check by like weekly, check to check. Thankfully, and I can talk about it. We just settled with the bar.
Oh, really?
And so I'll be getting a fancy check from that. So
that's good.
Yeah, I'm behind on a lot. So it'll be nice.
Yeah.
Catch up on everything. Put some money away for a house. Put it very far, far away. And I want to buy an old car, I think. Something to cruise around in. No. I want to buy a car I can cruise around in this summer.
Oh, okay. A done.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Okay.
There's a Thunderbird I'm looking at. That's.
Oh, yeah.
Top tier.
See, there's because I work at Grapponi.
Yeah.
So I'm not a car guy, but I work with obviously a shit ton of car people, and everyone just like wants to talk about it.
Yeah.
And one of the guys I work with, he got his son like a miniature motorcycle, and he like called out one day and went to. If anyone from work is watching this, it's not who you think. He didn't call out. He was sick. Him and his son went, and he was like, yeah, some guy offered me like $4,000 for it, and he was like, we built in stuff for like 400.
Wow.
And I was like, that's a sick come up, and he goes, yeah, but like I couldn't sell it, and I was like, yeah, dude, like that's a sick core memory for this kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you can't yeah, money's nice, but like in 10 years you're not gonna remember the like $1,400 you just made, like. And he's just gonna like that thing's gonna be a constant thing, even if it's sitting broken down in the garage.
Yeah, you just keep it until he's too big to ride it and then sell it.
Yeah, and he's like,
get
rid of this thing.
People will want it, and That's the cool thing about
Mhm.
old stuff.
Whatever car you get, man, that's gonna be like a quart of like.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, you remember when Dad had that shit? That was so
Yep.
crazy.
Yeah. Well, that was
That's
my
so
dad.
cool.
My dad had
really?
oh god, a 69 or 68 Chevy Malibu, orange,
Oh really?
nice orange and black leather seats. I don't personally remember riding in it. I know we were so little.
Yeah.
My sister rode in it, but it would sit in the backyard when he
Mhm.
was done, and the front end was off of it, so it was just the car,
Oh,
the back of the car. So
dude,
I'd be able to sit in it because
you guys have such weird shit in that backyard.
they would just let us walk around, no matter what animals would come out. You know, I was allowed
Yeah.
to stroll around, get into whatever ambulances and
What a
campers
cool
and buses.
I remember, cause like you guys are on a hill.
Yep.
So like I remember every time like we drive by and it'd be like, this motherfucker's on a hill. I was like, I can't imagine what crazy shit happens here. Cause it's like, like and you guys have the garage. So
Yep.
it's like, you guys got fucking tractor trailer shits. Like, dude,
Full of stuff.
it's crazy.
Not that I'm
But it's
allowed to say, but
yeah. There's nothing actually there. Don't investigate.
yeah.
But it's like, what exactly cool core memories for you as a child?
Yeah. Nothing like it, honestly.
Mhm.
Driving cars, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, that my uncle
Yeah.
would just buy that were not roadworthy. And my dad would be like, yeah, we'll just drive them in the backyard. And
That's
you
sick.
can look it up on Google Maps, and you can see you can see the way we would go.
No, just the track.
Yeah. And it was awesome. Everything. I mean, my grandfather liked stuff, I guess.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
I think we had maybe 500-600 cars at one point.
That's nuts,
Mhm.
dude.
There's VHS tapes of them crushing cars in the backyard. Guys has the crusher in the backyard, and my grandfather's just videotaping it, just down the line, crushing cars. And then I grew up on going down to the garage, no shoes on. I was getting yelled at because of glass on the.
Oh yeah, yeah. But that's that's classic. Just like you're a boy,
Yeah.
like you're just barefoot.
Yeah,
You're gonna step on it, and you're gonna be like, "Fuck!" And then 2 months later, you're just gonna keep doing it.
yeah. It was awesome. It was awesome. But it's funny. This guy Paul, he's from, I don't know. He's a big guy,
Mm-hmm.
and he's from Loudon, and we were talking, and we were like, yeah, we're the richest poor people in town. We're the richest poor. We have the most stuff,
Oh yeah.
but we're so poor.
Oh, dude, that's just like the theme of Loudon.
Mhm.
Like
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
has like decent amount of money,
Mhm.
but because like we're the same way. Like
Oh,
we
yeah.
had washers and dryers sitting outside, and we'd go out. We'd go to the basement like we're doing laundry, and just go through the bulkhead,
Yep.
and then do laundry in the backyard. It would be like, why
That's
are we doing
awesome.
that? And they're like, well, it leaks water.
That's
And they're like,
awesome.
why don't you buy a new one? They're like, well, we're constantly fixing the engine on the boat, and then we got the snowmobiles we crashed. So it's like, and Loudon's such a wild town of just like it's somewhat of a wild west with like the
Mhm.
handful of cops
Yeah,
who
that
really don't do too much.
the sneaky shit that goes on,
Oh yeah,
all the drama,
there's so much
crazy
It's
people.
nuts.
It's just we have.
It's like Cam has because he's 22, I think.
Yeah.
So like when we moved out of Loudon, like he was pretty young, but like he got to see, like you said, like the drama that's in Loudon,
Mm.
and then like all the stuff that's happened, of
Yeah.
like those things, Cody LeBrecq,
Yep.
just like so much. Like it's
That-
so much where it's like you forget how many people from this town have had like insane. Where you're like, what the fuck?
Yep.
He fully believes he's like like Loudon's cursed.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, we could make a movie on it, like
Mhm.
an actual script. And we were like, we both
Dude,
said like,
just a
one day.
documentary.
Dude, for
You
real.
don't even need a script.
Mm-hmm.
You could go around, like, And with the people that my uncle and my dad know, like all the old people, like Ken, Morgan Kenny's dad.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Yeah.
the stories we could hear.
And that's the shit. Like, people don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, probably like the actual where you're like, no.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was fun to grow up in because you're like, there was always something. Like, you never could go to the old home day and be like, not have a family member be like, stay the fuck away from that guy.
Yep.
Fuck him.
Yep.
And then your parent be like, this is the guy. And then like 2 hours later be like, no, fuck him. He sucks. And it's just like, there's always something.
Yeah. Yeah. Just there's so many. Yeah. So much. And then growing up where on the farm, on the property, my uncle causing drama all the time. All the time. He passed away 2 years ago, I think, February. I don't really know. Growing up with that also made me who I am.
Yeah.
Not want to get into drugs or anything like that.
Oh,
Granted, I did, but nothing crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Not like him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not like him.
That's what it takes. It takes like one family member for you to be like, I'm
Dude.
good.
Getting in fist fights with my dad over stupid shit. Like my dad trying to like help him make money.
Oh, yeah.
And he throws a fit and he starts breaking all these spokes that my dad was like, dude, you could sell these and make a decent chunk of money. And he starts breaking them all. And then they get in a fight and all this shit. And what's he do with some money? He goes, he comes back, he leaves after the fight, comes back with 230 racks. Okay. So
that's the other thing. Dude, Loudon's got to have like the town, like every town and every city, every state goes like, we fucking drink.
Yeah.
Loudon,
it's sneaky.
Man.
It's like, it's literally the Wild West.
Oh, it's crazy. And when we moved to Salisbury, and like, again, when I was like a junior or sophomore, something like that, because there's no town cops. It's just state troopers sometimes come through, and like our neighbors were, who were they? And like they would ride their 4-wheeler down their driveway for the bus.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, "That's just Salisbury shit." And I'd be like, "Guys, this ain't shit." I was like, "Cool, you can ride stuff and you guys can do donut." I was like, do that shit with a cop living down the street.
Yep.
Like, no one cares.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and if they do, they got a grudge on you.
Especially with both fists.
Oh, man.
That were there.
I couldn't point him out until I was like in middle school. Like if I was in the store, I could be like, "That's officer."
Fifth grade, yeah,
yeah, but 100%. Like I never like. It was that thing where you always heard the name.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then you're like, "The fuck, this fucking like, dude."
Dude, I like Jason. He's awesome. He's always been a family friend. My grandfather like sponsored him in his first like boxing match back in like the 90s.
That's sick.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He would go up to the garage and have some. He was mean, and then he became a cop. And he's a good guy. So
he's like, "I'll switch."
He's a good guy. No, well, and that's the funny part. Middle school. Do you remember doing DARE in middle school?
Yeah.
Now, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty confident that they brought DARE back because, so you were in 6th grade, I was in 7th grade. The 8th graders, that was like, do we care about names? I don't care about name dropping. Like Brendan Pelkey,
that was that like
Jordan Fillion, like that group.
Yeah. That was
not her specifically, but the people in that grade, drugs were becoming more of an issue.
There's some wild childs in that.
So they decided midway through the year that they would bring back DARE, and I had to do DARE in 7th grade, 2 years after 5th grade.
After you just did it.
And I'm like, and I was already into like weed and stuff and drinking, and I was like, I'm just learning more.
Yeah, like you're just helping me out.
So it's like, that was crazy. Middle school sucked.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, I had a blast.
Middle school sucked.
I had an IEP. I went through school with an IEP. So, like, my biggest struggle was ADD. But, like, at that time, dude, like, you would have thought I had to have my hand held walking around.
Right?
Like,
dude, I don't even know. It was the
easiest time. I just fuck around all the time. I went to summer school, and I was 8th grade, and I was like, why didn't I do this both years? All of us failed. Like, a bunch of us, like, literally maybe 20 of us all failed. Like, not on purpose. And we're just like, wait, you're going to be going to summer school? It's like, yeah, I'm going. Like, dude, we're not fixing our grades. Yeah. Fuck this. Mandatory hangout over the summer. Uh-huh. It was the best.
Yep. 7th grade. Going into 8th grade, I had summer school and...
It's pretty fun.
Dude.
It's pretty nice.
Getting out at, like... midnight in the afternoon, and Ian Tucker and I would just
that's another name right there.
ride our bikes around, take some breaks.
Oh yeah.
Go, do a little this, and I dude, it was so funny. It was so cliche. My bike that I had, I didn't care. It was literally a unicorn bike. It had a banana seat. And it was purple. It had the things on the side of it, and I rocked the shit out of that fucking bike.
Like, that's why I loved middle school. Is because, like, especially that time frame when we were in middle school, like, it was hilarious to be like, dude, I'll make out with you. You're my boy.
So now, what do you
mean?
Like,
it's so like then it was funny because like it was either like you had a huge sense of humor and you thought it was really funny.
Yeah.
Or you were like one of the boys who was like, everyone's going through hormones, all that. Yeah. So like all of a sudden they're like, "Fuck that dude, that's gay." And you're like, "Dude, relax. It's a joke. It's just funny.
Relax.
It's just funny shit, man." Oh, it was so much fun.
It was fun. I enjoyed it outside of school. That's football games. I mean, I think 7th grade I was on the football team and I played lacrosse that year. And then 8th grade I just dove into drinking and stuff like that way more. So I was like, my grades shit the bed. I had tried out for the football team, didn't make the team because my grades. And after that I was like, okay.
Yeah, you're like, all right.
I played ICB basketball and won 2 championships, and that was it.
No big deal.
Yeah.
No big deal. Just
made the all-star team in 8th grade, but then I got shanked because of Jordan Craig's dad, and decided to take his team and Kevin Crutchfield's dad's team, put them together, and run the all-star tournament, and then they got caught and they got kicked out of the tournament. It was a good year.
It's the fun. See, like, that's a whole other thing. Like, how we're talking about, like, Wild West of towns. Like, dude, this, like, school district sports, like, we're dog shit at sports.
Yep.
Like, my head coach, like, me and him have been coaching together for, like...
Are you at?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. Oh, dude. Defensive coordinator.
Oh,
yeah.
That's sick.
It is... It's cool as of right now because we did good last year defensively.
Right.
But, like, there's so much weird politics and shit.
Dude, how did you land that?
So, I don't
know if it's something you've talked about before, but...
I don't think so. I just gotta, like, make sure I did the right... I think it was, like, 2019 was my 2018 was my first year coaching. And it was at the 8th grade level for Blue Storm.
Yeah.
And I actually had called Coach Call.
Oh.
And was like, hey, man, like, I've been working for a couple years. I graduated a couple years ago. Like, I don't know, man. I just need change. Like, I want to get back into sports.
Yep.
Can I talk to you about maybe volunteering or something? And he was like, yeah, we're kind of getting closer to summer workouts. So once we start, like, let's meet up.
That's sick.
And I was like, okay, cool. And then, like, Cam was playing at the time. He was, like, a sophomore or junior, maybe.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, so you still have that meeting with Coach Call? I was like, yeah, why? And he goes, no, you don't. I go, what the fuck you mean? Yeah, I do. And he goes, no, how I know you don't. He just got fired.
Oh.
I was like, excuse me?
Oh,
and he's like, yeah, the whole staff just got fired. I was like, shit. So I was like, all right, well, now what do I do? Because I still wanted to.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, let me call up Drew Maroy, stepdad,
Oh, yeah.
Jim Farley, because he came on as an assistant my senior year, and me and him kind of became close. So I was like, hey, this is a situation. Like, could I come help? And he was like, for sure, man, come through.
Yeah.
So I spent that year at Blue Storm doing nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. That
Yeah.
dude ran it like he was Hitler. But he offensive and defensive coordinator and head coach, and he called both offense and
Wow.
defense. And like, if he was like, give me ideas if you have anything, and you tell me, you're like, all right, and you're like, all right, I'll fuck off. So
Yeah.
after that, I was like, fuck this shit, dude. Like, I'm out of here.
Mm-hmm.
But I became close with those 8th graders, and I was trying to talk them out of going to high school, or like going to play high school, because that freshman year you could still stay.
Oh, yeah.
Because he took the middle school program, so it wasn't through the school.
Oh.
So he could be like, through their league, you could still be a freshman and play.
Oh.
But a guy who was on the staff coached my brother, and he works for the state, and he bring his cars into Toyota. So me and him became friends, and he was
That's
like, yo,
cool.
we have an opening, like, I'll put in a word for you, come interview.
Yeah.
So I interviewed, I got the job. I got the JV offensive coordinator job.
Wow.
And then 2 years later, I became the head coach of JV, or 3 years. And then last year, our now head coach became the head coach, and he brought in a few guys. And one of the guys was supposed to be defensive coordinator, and he was like, look, like, I don't think I can do it. Like, he's had experience, like, he's been doing it for like 25 years.
Holy shit.
But he was like, like, this, he's only been at Bishop Brady.
Oh.
So he was like, hey, like, this is only the second school I've been at. Like, I don't want to, like, take over.
Yeah.
He's like, I'd really just want to focus on O-line. And at the time, like, it goes our head coach, who has a year longer at the high school than me, and then me.
Whoa.
And he was like, we were getting McDonald's. And my phone rings, and I look at it, and I go, that's not good. And she goes, why? I go, season hasn't started. We've already had meetings. I go, that's not good. He's calling me out of this. Last time he called me was when Alex Lacey's brother.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, this can't be good.
Yeah.
And I answered. He was like, hey, what's going on, man? I was like, Matt, what's up? And he's like, you busy at the moment? I was like, no, why?
Oh, God.
He goes, can I talk to you? I was like, yeah, I guess. And he was like, so I feel like you're ready. How do you feel about being defensive coordinator? I was like, bro, I haven't done anything defensively ever. And he's like, look, we'll figure it out. We can do it together. And I was like, all right, I guess so.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So this will be my second year.
Holy.
As like an actual. And the year before that, I was special teams. But like, special teams is just like fucking punt. Go, guys. Yeah. Yeah. Special teams. This was when special teams was still for scrubs, and it wasn't cool. Yeah. But
Pat McAfee's changed the game.
Oh, dude, that was sick. That was a fun come up to watch.
Yeah, but yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's sick. That's what I've always thought about. Like football, there's so much. There's so much.
Oh yeah,
like
that's why I was stressed, man. I was bugged out.
I couldn't even like basketball. I could do basketball.
See, I feel the opposite.
Really?
I'm like. I think, like, I watched Last Chance U basketball, bro, and I get so hyped. Never have played organized basketball, and I'm like, that shit looks sick. I might coach basketball. And I go, I don't even know what all the positions do. I was like, I fucking can name them, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's a whole, and that's the crazy thing. It's a whole different.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically positionless basketball at this point.
It is kind of. I mean, to me, like watching it seems cool. I don't know if like because you know basketball.
Yeah.
So
like being able to like practice and like. So I was the assistant.
Terrible,
I was the assistant. So I was able to do a lot of the plays.
Yeah.
Played out, and
you're the fun guy. Being the assistant, you're just a fun guy. It's
exactly. And my cousin is a teacher at that school, so all the kids
already had like a leg up.
We're like straight around him, but then like when I was around,
yeah.
But even then, he would still, have fun with him.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely that's more than anything. We all had fun. That was a fun year. But seeing it's just less people. For me, football is like, I would love to be able to coach football, but I feel like I'd have to do like major homework.
Yeah.
Like when I was coaching basketball, we did play, like we looked over plays and stuff like that. Like I did that same thing with football that I feel like I would need to do just to study it more than anything.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, like for like last year I found like I was watching film. It honestly could have been like at times like almost 6 hours through a week. And it, like I don't know, that still doesn't seem right. That still might be under, because I would watch like an hour, like on Monday we'd have film and I'd watch film so I could then talk about it. And then the next day, next day at work I just watch film. That's all I really do, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I'd watch that, and then I'd do scouting so I could like pinpoint when we do a defensive day of like, hey, this is number 8. This dude's a fucking killer. Like, let's watch out for this guy.
Yeah.
And then same thing through the rest of the day, and then like the last day I'd watch maybe like a half hour and be like before the game, but just to like see shit. But
yeah, well, and
that's why I feel like football is easier though, because like play starts, 5 seconds later play's over, and it's all scripted. Like basketball feels so like, I don't see any plays when I watch basketball.
Really?
I'm like, it just looks like running around and tossing. And I get their science, but like triangle basketball, I don't get it. Don't see triangles. When I see the like
it's all this
animation of it, like people animate it, I was like, the fuck is, like, who sees this?
Pick and rolls, and it's just they see that, and that's the big difference with basketball. We don't. I mean, when I was coaching, nobody really was videotaping it. Football, varsity football, it's more getting videotaped, so then you can do that research.
Yeah, you don't have film, you're
so
fucked.
like we just knew based off of playing these teams in the beginning of the year if we were going to get smoked in the tournament or not.
That's fun.
And so there was this one team. Newmarket was a pain in the ass team. And then, because also our team, so it's Pittsfield, so it's
Oh, yeah, okay.
K through 12. Not K through 12. 6 through 12.
Yeah, I was going to say,
They're a
like,
middle
their
high
middle
school.
school's like all weird.
They're a middle high school. They're downstairs, high school's upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
So we had 8th graders. We had 3 8th graders.
On like the high school team, right?
On the JV team.
That's nuts. Like imagine being a stud 8th
Imagine
grader.
being that good.
Yeah, having like fucking 6 years of varsity basketball.
Yeah,
like, that's nuts.
exactly.
Sick for like film if you're actually good and you can scout. But
we had that. We had 3 8th graders, maybe 2 8th graders. I don't really remember. A bunch of freshmen and like it was. We had one kid, senior. I love him, Riley. He's a good kid. He just was never.
he
like didn't want to play varsity.
Oh, he already. Oh yeah, JV is so much more fun.
Oh yeah,
JV is so much more fun, and kids don't get it until they can't play JV anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny.
So we played this team in Manchester, and they were, for some reason, in D4 or D3, whatever. I think Pittsfield's D4. I don't really know. These kids dunking the ball.
It's a rough time.
Dunking constantly. And when they would come out is when we would take advantage and we would come back.
Oh, yeah.
And then they'd come back in.
Oh, yeah. And then they'd be like, all right, watch this windmill, buddy.
It was, and we're talking like, these kids are freshmen, sophomores, just slamming the ball.
That sucks so much.
They didn't get to play in our tournament, though, because they didn't want to. They played in other tournaments because they were better.
Yeah.
They knew they were better. The coach was a smug asshole.
He
just knew. And all these kids, our 2 tallest players were maybe 6 foot. They've got
That sucks.
a fucking center that's 6'5".
There's no like
Our point guard's like this tall.
every sport, like everyone can be like on any given day, and like yeah, you can,
Yeah.
but not most. That's a 1% situation. Like
Yeah.
we had a scrimmage, and it was like 4 years ago now, and it was like a jamboree at Kingswood.
Oh.
So it's like 12 teams come. It's like an all-day thing. It's the worst thing ever. It's so annoying. You play like 15 minutes and you play like 4 teams.
Oh.
It's a huge headache we do this, and like 2 like coach charter buses show up. And we're like, no fucking way. And our head coach at the time, Joe Raycraft, I don't know if you know, he's like known in like football and I think baseball or softball.
Oh.
He his son was the head coach for this private Catholic school.
Whoa.
Which, like, you know, private Catholic, any religion private schools are just like fucking animal kids.
Yep.
And they roll up and he goes, "Oh, I think that's my son's team."
Money.
And we're like,
money.
Your son that coaches, and like whatever the school was. He goes, "Oh yeah." And we're like, hold on, is that the team we're fucking playing?
Oh,
that's one of our 4. And he goes, "Oh yeah." And we're like, "Are you fucking serious?" They start getting off, and we're like, "All right, cool, there's the coaches." It was just like 6 kids in their like matching, and we're like, "Those are the fucking kids." And then like more kids come off, and we had like some of our kids come up to us, and like I was JV at the time, and our head coach was special teams, so like we were always like the guys, like kids would come and like, you know, like be like, "What the fuck are we doing here, dude?"
Yep.
So he like comes up and he goes, "Do you know who that guy fucking is?" And we go, "No, why?" And he goes, names his name and threw out some of his stats, and are like, "This dude has actual like offers, like why are we playing now?" And then their like tackle comes out. Their running back is the size of our tackle, who was our biggest kid. He was like 6'2", and he was like, "I'm not tackling that.
Yeah.
I'm not touching him." Their first play, they scored a touchdown, and it like literally every play they like basically scored. And at the end, like, you know, like coaches chop it up and stuff. And he's like, they're like, "Yeah, you know, we didn't perform as well as we thought." And we're like, "Motherfucker, you scored on your first play. What more did you expect?"
Yeah, literally.
On a inside run.
Jesus.
Inside run, bro. And you just took it. You went the B gap and just took it on us. Like, what more did you want?
Yeah.
What more
Plus,
could you have
who
done?
wants to tackle?
Dude, no one.
I'm getting out of the way.
Our kids were like, "I'm not." We had a sophomore who came out, and it was his first year, and he came from like baseball and all that. And he was like, we were like, "Hey Cam, go ahead." And he was like, "I'm not playing." We're like, "No, Cam, like you need reps." And he goes, "I'm not going." We're like, "Do you want to play?"
Awesome.
And he goes, "Nope."
No.
We're like, "You're not playing the rest of the day." He goes, "If we're playing motherfuckers like this, I'm not going." We're like, "All right, that's fair. You're
so
good. Go ahead
funny.
and get water."
That's hilarious.
Would
Holy
you
shit.
would you go back to coaching, or you just like,
Oh yeah, no, I want to.
Yeah.
I want to. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to coach football. I think I would just love to. Basketball, I'd coach whatever. My kids are playing baseball, so I'm like getting into baseball.
How exciting is that when they're starting to play sports?
Oh, and he loves it. He loves basketball.
Mm.
And he's 6, and he loves basketball, and he loves playing. He's playing t-ball right now. He'll play coach pitch next year, but it's.
Are you gonna like do the dad thing where like you coach him, or are you gonna be like, if I can coach like high school, because like this is the only play, like it's a headache, but
baseball, no. Basketball, if I could, yes.
Yeah.
If I could, yes. Like obviously, I'm a stickler when it comes to basketball because I would love for all of them to play basketball.
Yeah.
It's an expense. Any rec league stuff you do.
Yeah.
Not rec, but you know, like AAU and stuff like that. It's expensive. Would I like them to do that? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Will it happen? Maybe.
That's the rough thing.
Maybe.
Is like you can't like force what you want.
Exactly.
I feel like I'll struggle with that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm already putting a basketball in my 1-year-old's hands. He loves.
That's fun.
He loves all. Yeah. He loves all sports balls.
Mm-hmm.
He loves footballs, basketballs, baseballs. He's
Mm-hmm.
all about it. He can throw like a son of a bitch, dude. It's
Mm-hmm.
great. And it's on accident. He'll launch a ball across the room on accident. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And then I'll try to get him to throw me the ball again. He'll just
He's like, nah.
throw it down. I'm like, okay. But I would love to coach. It's just time.
It's so much, man. It's exhausting.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Like the end of the year, like how good does the end of the year feel? Like when the season's like about to end, and you're like, oh man, like we're
Great.
almost free time.
Plus, you don't have to worry about kids vaping anymore all the time.
Dude, it's the worst. Like that,
Dude, it's a good feeling. Especially, I mean, depends on how the season went.
Oh yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah.
If it's a good season and it ends, it's kind of shitty. Especially because COVID happened right as the season ended.
That's frustrating.
So like, and I wasn't affiliated with the school, so I could talk to these kids, and they could talk to me, and we would have good conversations. And obviously, I knew what they were doing, and I would, if it was excessive, I would tell my cousin, but nothing was really ever too crazy. So,
yeah, it's kind of the hard.
Oh, high school, I love working in one. I love it, but I don't. That's like kids. I'm doing after prom on Saturday.
That sounds
10:30 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. Yeah.
Doing what? Like,
dude, like they're having like there's gonna be bounce houses in the gym. There's gonna be movies. There's gonna be a hypnotist
prom?
after prom. Overnight. There's gonna be movies, bouncy houses, hypnotist, magician. A petting zoo, a what do they call them? What kind of dog?
like a big, like one of those big.
Like if you're stressed out.
Oh,
one of those dogs.
Emotional support.
Yep. Like stuff like that, and we were trying to figure out what else to do, and I'm like, I'll bring a TV, my Xbox. I'll play Madden.
Oh yeah.
All night long with whoever wants to play Madden.
Yeah.
All night.
That's a brilliant idea.
That's what I want to do. Well, because it says video games, and I asked. I was like, oh, I want to watch them play video games all night. I will take care of that. And she goes, oh no, it's like cornhole and Jenga, and I'm like, that's not video games.
Kids would be pissed.
I know.
That's a really smart idea though, to be like, hey, come stay here.
It's a school, so like
it's really smart.
Yeah. Like 100 kids, hopefully. Depends on who. But, like, schools are so strict.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you have to have proper attendance, no other issues going on to, like... I walked by them talking. They're like, oh, yeah, I got to get a list to you of who's signed up so you can look over if they have any issues and they can't come.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
So... they're hoping for a decent amount of kids, but then all these sophomores in one of the classes we go in, they're like, dude, I don't know why you would go to the overnight. I don't know why anybody would go. There's going to be parties going on. And I'm like, I know, but, like, don't talk about it.
Yeah. like don't tell them. They don't realize it.
Yeah.
That's raw. That's a tough one. Because, like, it's a really cool idea. And it's obviously way more safe.
Yeah.
But, like, being a high schooler, like, it's so tough because, like, in your head, you're like, exactly, like, why the fuck would I go do that?
Yeah.
Because, like, I didn't have, like, a blast after prom. I hung out with people I don't like. But, like, the rest of, rest of the time of being, like, a high school boy, like, that was fun. I had a ton of fun.
Yeah.
But, like, you can do that, like, you can camp out with friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
share tents and like you can do that.
Yeah.
We're like, so like why would I go do that? But like if you put yourself in the high school thing of like go hang out with my bros just in a gym, that's sick all night.
Oh yeah.
But
A bounce house,
yeah,
dude.
it's pretty fun.
I mean, high school.
Young knees.
Oh.
You're not worrying about blowing out your knees. What
What
a
did I
like
do?
thing to be like. Why would I ever worry about that?
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
Like, that's a daily worry.
Yep. I hit 24. When I was coaching, I was obviously going through a major depression, so I was going to the gym in the morning.
Ooh.
Coach basketball, so I was running with them. Go to the gym at night. And all of a sudden, towards the end of the season, I sprained both my ACLs.
Oh, Jesus.
So anytime I would work out, my knees would just puff up.
Oh.
And I didn't know why until I went to the doctors, and I was like, okay. Overdid it. Screwed my knees up. Like,
that's rough.
Now, like, I was doing good, and I was shooting hoops every day when I was last year. And I jumped up. I could finally touch the rim.
That's an
was
exciting
so
moment.
Excited.
That's a white boy's
wet
dream, dude. That's
I could
exciting.
touch the rim. I went to go do it again. I touched the rim. Oh no! I did a move wrong, and I just tweaked this. And then in my head, I'm too like self-conscious to jump up because I don't want to jump up too much.
Oh yeah.
And then. Because I watch videos of people blowing their...
Oh, yeah.
And it's just...
It takes one step, dude.
It's disgusting.
We were doing this, like, same thing. Like, me and Xavier, like, we would be together from, like, the moment... Even, like, senior year up until, like, literally maybe, like, 3 years ago. We were together, like, every single day. Especially when, like, we were single.
Yeah.
We would just, like, wake up, we go to work, and then after work, we just... do whatever we wanted. And most of the time, like, we'd go to the gym and then we'd either go eat and then we just play football or something. Like, we were playing flag football through I don't know, one of the sports plexes. They like had a league.
The one that used to be up here?
No. Bedford.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, dude. We were in that. Yeah, dude.
Holy
We put
shit.
together teams. Yeah, dude. We did
Holy
that a couple
shit.
times. It was sweet. It was so much fun. We also lost. We did this for 4 different sessions. The first 2 sessions were like the people. We just got like joined. Like they invited us.
Yeah.
We lost every game. Every single game. But like dudes from other teams, it'd be a mix. Like half their team would hate us and be like really close to fighting me and X because we just talk so much shit out of fun. Like we'd be down like 30.
Oh yeah.
I'd be like, "You're a fucking bum, dude." We'd be like, "Yo, locked up," and they'd be like, "What are you doing? You're losing." And we'd be like, "At least I don't look like a fucking idiot like you." And they're just like talking so much shit, and then their other half of their teams would like love us.
Yeah, right.
They would be like, "Yo, fucking dip, come join us. Like you don't even need to play. Just
That's awesome.
You guys are so fun." And then like. We'd work out and we just like run around and play catch, but we were always like, which one of us is gonna blow out our knee?
Oh yeah.
Who's gonna be the first dude to get hurt?
Yeah.
And he got stitches once during it because he like headbutted a guy. At the line.
Yeah.
But
that turf.
Luckily nothing's ever happened. But
I hate turf.
It's rough.
They have turf at Laconia. Look, football's there. Like,
oh, that's a nice field though.
It is, but I actually asked the athletic director. I was like, "Hey, how many people have like blown out Achilles or ACLs or MCL, anything on here?" He's like, "Thankfully, none." I'm like, "Well, okay, we got."
That's fairly pretty new, though, right?
Fields. Yeah. But I mean, just the thought, Aaron Rodgers, that whole stadium.
Oh, that's
MetLife. Ugh.
So we played Laconia this last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh,
that's right. They play. Yeah.
Yeah, they're D2. They just dropped though. But
so you won't play them next year?
No.
Oh.
So they were our second game. Yeah, I think it was our second game, and it was. Do you remember like that weird week where like we had just heat thunderstorms?
Yeah.
Never ending.
Yeah.
That was that game. So like we got maybe a quarter in. thunders happen. We all have to go inside. We're there for like an hour and a half. They call it off. We come back the next day.
Oh.
We get one play in. We go for a touchdown. Or no, we go for like a play. Same thing happens. So we go inside and we're there for like another hour or something. And we're like, are we like, come on, man. Laconia's far for us. Like, this is a headache to get here. It's not just highway. Like if it's just highway, it's whatever. But like we got to travel.
Yeah.
And their AD was like, no, like, fuck that. Like, we're playing. Like,
Cousins?
we'll get this in. Yeah.
Cousins, he's the man. But
And he was like, he was a really cool dude. He was talking some shit. That's what I love. I love when people are just straight up with like, nah, fuck that guy. That's an idiot.
Yep.
Like, he's just it was pretty fun. So we end up playing the rest of that game, and like, we're crushing. We're doing really well. Game's locked. And I'm like... Again, like that was my first year as defensive coordinator, and so we're driving, man. This is so frustrating. We're driving offensively. We're driving. We stop them at the like a goal line. We're doing really well. Offense is driving. We're on like the 15. We keep going, and I'm watching, and I go, please fucking score. Like we score, it's over. We're up by like 14 or whatever. Like.
Yeah.
Game's locked. There's not enough time. We win. And I'm like, just please don't put this all on me to win. Like, please, dude. I don't want this stress.
Yep.
We get to the 5. Our quarterback rolls out. Instead of just zipping it, he lobs it up.
Oh, no.
Picks it off. I was like, all right, fuck. Like, and you know, like, you can't be like, fuck.
Yeah.
So you're like, we're good. Let's go. Like, fuck that shit. Like, D's locking this. This is what we wanted.
Yeah.
So we get 2 PI calls, gives them a total like 35 yards. My sophomore corner, second game starting, varsity ever, gives up a big play because he's trying to make the pick, goes barely over him. Kid gets it, so like those 3 plays gets them to like our 20.
Wow.
And we're like, oh fucking no, this is a bad time. So they get the ball on the 1.
Yo, I hate this.
They go in, they go up, or no, they're down. They need the extra point to tie, the kick to tie. So we call timeout, and I go like, we're good. Like, let's fucking chill out. They need to make a kick. It's high school. Like, motherfuckers can't kick.
Exactly.
We're good. Like, it doesn't matter. We walk over, and I like bend down, and I go, I hope they know like some of them need to play for a fake. I was like, I almost was going to call for a timeout. I almost was going to ask our head coach to call timeout. And I was like, and then like right as that happened, he goes, we ready? We good? And I was like, oh, fuck, well, yeah, I guess so. Like, let's see.
Yeah.
All out, no one plays for a fake. The kid the holder for the extra point just gets up, lobs it up.
Oh, no.
They go up by 1. 30 seconds left, game over.
Oh,
I was fucking crushed, dude. I was like,
sucks.
It literally will eat at me the rest of my life. And then it's worse because, of course, like, because of COVID, all the high schools installed like the live feed.
Yeah.
I maybe got that sent to me like 3 different people.
Oh, no.
Including my brother was like, how the fuck do you do that? And I was like, this is heartbreaking. It was rough, dude. It was a tough time.
Oh.
Yeah. We ended up losing, I think, like 3 or 4 straight.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then we ended up turning it around. But like, if we had won that game, we would have been in the playoffs. So,
wow.
This is a pretty heartbreaking one, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it sucked. But
damn.
That's sports, man. You know, like, it hurts.
Yeah.
Nothing hurts like sports.
Yeah, nope. And like
Nothing.
Like that final game in our tournament against Newmarket. Refs suck. The refs
It's rough.
suck. No matter how old these kids are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to call things in one half, to then not call things. I almost got ejected.
It's a
in
fun,
the second half of the game. Because they're calling charges the first half, and then they're not calling them the second half. And I'm like...
Basketball seems like a big thing for that. Is like, there's no... like equality in like game to game. Like
no.
Football's like you get that, but like there's just so much going on.
Yeah.
And it's like you could call a penalty on a foul on every play in football.
Yeah. Oh,
Basketball, it's like it seems like it's a lot more up to like what kind of ref you have that day.
Exactly, and who's playing.
Mm-hmm.
Because they do their own research on the teams and who's playing, I think.
Like the refs, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think because, well, actually, no, maybe not. I think maybe through the motion of the game, they kind of get a feel of the kids. And then if they want to...
Yeah, I mean, if you don't like a kid, like, you're not going to be like, yeah, I'll give you that foul. Yeah.
Exactly. If they want to be dicks, they'll be dicks.
Especially high schoolers who are like, you fucking suck. I'm
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Dude, you don't even know how to use the word. Shut up. You don't even know how to swear right. Get out of here, dude.
Yeah, right? Oh, that's fucking funny.
What? I imagine you, like, care about the Celtics a lot. Or are you just, like,
I do,
pro basketball's whatever?
I do, but I don't. I like college basketball more.
Oh, really?
But I do like the Celtics. Ever since, and I don't admit this, but I've been a Warriors fan since I was a child. Like,
it's rough.
2005, 2006, 2007, Steven Jackson, Matt Barnes, Baron Davis. And then they started doing good. And I couldn't.
You couldn't. No.
I couldn't. Because it just looked bad.
Oh, yeah.
So it's always been Celtics, Warriors. Like, the Browns are my number 2 football team. I don't know why.
What a wild pick.
I know. I think it's because they're losers.
There's something magical about, like, loving something that's so shitty.
Yep.
In sports. Like,
But I'm a Yankees fan, so it's like...
You're so all over the place.
Yeah. Well, I grew up going to New York.
Yeah.
And my mom grew up going there.
That checks out, yeah.
And so I went to, I think, a Yankee game.
Especially here, like, New England and Boston people are so, like...
Different.
Yeah, like, they go hard. Like,
yeah.
Jake Landry, like, I was close with him growing up. Like, that's why he doesn't like the Red Sox. It's because everyone here, like, loves the Red Sox.
Yeah.
So he's like, fuck that.
Yeah.
It's like, that really feeds into you.
Big time.
You're like, I'm on board, or you're like,
well,
wow.
and then it becomes more fun in school.
Oh, yeah.
To be, like,
The
constantly.
one guy. Yeah.
Especially before, like, while the Red Sox were winning a lot. Not while we were in middle school, I don't think. But to be able to just to mention 27, and then they just can't say anything. But now it's, like, a little different because they've won so many.
Yeah.
Granted, no team will ever catch...
No.
27. I think the Cardinals are second with like 15.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think it's the Cardinals that are like in second place. But dude, I don't even know what we were talking about.
When before I really, really got into football, I had like a similar thing. I got Matt Hasselbeck was still the quarterback for Seattle.
For Seattle.
And I saw him, and he's just a nice white bald man. And that's who my dad is. So I remember, like, I'd play Madden, and, like, their color, like, they had
Sean Alexander?
Yeah, dude. They just had, like, the nice navy colors. So, like, I was in, I don't know, middle school, elementary, whatever, and I would see that. And it kind of looked like our school colors a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I'd see fucking Matt Hasselbeck slinging it. And I'd be like, it kind of looks like my dad. So then I'd be like, dude, that's my fucking team. And it'd be like a little NFC, like, that's my But then same thing. In like 2012, 2014, when they like went
Legion
on that
of
run.
Boom.
Yeah, dude. I was like... You know, I really do like him, and everyone's like, you fucking jumped on. I was like, actually, it's because I thought Matt Hasselbeck looked like my dad. And they're like, that's worse.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't be doing that. You should just say you're a bandwagon.
Yeah. No, I've always sports teams. Patriots have always been number one.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, like, that's where we're spoiled.
It is rough.
It's rough.
It is the kind of, like,
give and take
in like liking the Browns. Like, it's the same thing with like Detroit right now. Like, it's got to feel so unbelievably good.
Yeah.
To be a Detroit Lions fan. Like, that's my older brother is that guy. Like, he liked Detroit when we were really young. Like, even like when they drafted Matt Stafford, he was like, this is kind of cool team. And they were dog shit. We'd always like laugh at him. Like, we got him a hat like 10 years ago of a Detroit Lion. And he was just like, I don't know, like, it's my NFC team.
Yeah.
Now that they're good, he's like, this is kind of sick.
You see that contract Jared Goff just got?
That's crazy. This Penei Sewell, Amon-Ra St. Brown,
Yeah.
now Goff.
Yeah.
That team's going to be in fucking another shithole in like 2 years when they can't do
Just like the
anything
Rams.
else.
Just like the Rams.
Although, did you see? I saw a thing that was like, Lions and Rams trade was equal. Everyone won because they were like showing the stats of like the teams and their wins and all that, and they're like, everyone won. I was like, these motherfuckers got a Super Bowl. That's not even.
That's not even
They
at all.
won. They won.
Yeah.
They got the ring. They won. They won the trade.
They won the trade, but they like I don't get how people do that with so much money. Like,
What do you do with that?
what do you do with it? And how are teams signing players to so much money
Yeah.
all in the same time period?
How does Robert Kraft have that money to dole? Like, I think I'm like that one salary would be. I'd be like, I can't give that to you, dude.
Yeah.
How do you want? I'm gonna walk around with no shoes if I give you that money,
Yeah.
man.
I don't get it. I don't know where it comes from. I just watch the games.
Yeah.
I
Oh
just
yeah.
watch the games.
If I play franchise in Madden,
Oh, yeah.
salary cap's off. I don't deal with money, man.
Ah,
I max it. I give guys whatever they want
Oh,
in
yeah.
contracts. I go like, don't worry, buddy. I'll sign old guys because I'm like, I want you to get a ring. Virtual you gets a ring. I'm so
that's
nice.
awesome. That's how I am. I don't turn the salary cap off though, but that's why I only play Madden. I only play Madden and the show for the franchise mode.
Ooh, I get really into the show sometimes.
Mm-hmm. That's a whole.
Except like I don't know the like the like lineup aspect. Like I like maybe like a couple months ago when I bought the PS5, it came with the show and I just never played it.
Yeah.
I'll just play 2K or I'll play
Ugh.
Madden. Yeah. But so I was like, shit, let me play this. I always get on a little kick of it. And so I started doing it and I went like 5-0. And I was like, this game's fucking easy. And then I realized I'm like, oh, I'm not like moving out my pitchers at all. I'm like, dudes are just gassed week 2.
Oh,
we
no.
started getting blown out like 11-1. I was like, all right, I'm not a baseball guy.
That's awesome.
It's a rough one.
That's so funny.
Did you play NCAA as a kid?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Are you like super hyped for this new one
Oh,
coming?
100%.
How awesome is this?
July, I think it's when
I think
it's coming
so.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. We're going on like a family cruise. I think like the day we come back is like the day it comes out. I think
Sweet.
it's very exciting.
Yeah. I grew up playing that. I remember one core memory is hanging out at Cole Martin's house. And I slept over and then we were playing I don't even know what year this was, but hit sticking in that game was unreal. I'm hoping it's not like Madden, which I don't think it will be.
It doesn't seem like it
because they're bringing back certain EA aspects that have not been in the games. So,
and I feel like they've just been working on this thing way longer than they've been saying. Like
100%.
it's been so quiet
yeah.
for so long.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, theoretically, you could say that about GTA 6, but...
That's true, yeah. They could have just started for all we know.
I mean, I was still in high school when GTA 5 came out.
That's true.
2013.
Yeah.
Insane.
It's
10 years.
Yeah.
11 years of a video game.
They got the market by the throat, though.
Well,
because like, how hard is it for like someone else just to be like, yeah, let's just rip the idea? Everyone's like, don't even bother. We won't get it. Don't bother.
Yeah. No.
I still, my girlfriend's on a big like a few months ago, she was really big on like flipping, like eBay and shit like that.
Yeah.
So like I had the PS3, the PS4 down here. And, like, they just sat down here, but I kept them because I still had the NCAA 14 game.
Yeah,
so it was like...
That's good.
I was like, dude, this is the only way I can play it. And then, like, that month is when they were like, it's coming out.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, all right, well, it's only going to decrease in value. So it's like, fuck it. Like, I don't play it. We tried to film some stuff for it
Yeah.
on YouTube, and then I was like, oh, man, I don't really want to put in all this work
Yeah.
for a new one to come out and then just and then sell this thing for like $5. So I was like, all right, hey, you can flip that. And then as soon as I did, I was like, I had this thing for fucking 15 years and I just gave it up like that.
Yeah.
It's like, motherfucker, I should have kept it. God damn it.
Well, and
Mistake.
dude, you can't find a copy of that for less than like $50.
Yeah. Oh,
It's insane.
sold that thing for $80.
Yep.
It's pretty nice. It was pretty exciting. I felt pretty good about myself.
Right? Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, now I do kind of, I'm like, oh, it would have been nice to have both, like, display, something fun. But
Exactly. Now you just, I love PS2 stuff. So.
what do you think about the Patriots picks?
It's all right.
I've talked myself into it quite a bit.
I would have rather. Oh, I don't even know what quarterbacks were left in the second round that would have been decent enough to take. Where I would have wanted Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, everyone else was kind of like I was a big Sam Hartman guy, but he's a project too.
Yeah.
But there was like Spencer Rattler. I think he's really the only other guy I kind of could think of. But
Yeah, I liked. No, I'm not mad about it. Honestly.
yeah, like it's exciting.
It feels a lot different than when Bill was.
Oh yeah.
All the praise to him, but it
Yeah.
feels different than when N'Keal Harry and Sony Michel and Isaiah Wynn are being taken. I wanted Lamar Jackson so bad, and they were interested in him, and I had the alert on my phone, and I posted it and everything, and I was like, they're gonna draft him. They didn't draft him. I think they drafted N'Keal Harry that year, or
Yeah.
yeah.
And they had like a pick. I think they had the 32nd or 31st pick, and they like traded that away, and like something and that like helped. Because I was the same way. I was like, Lamar's the guy.
Mm-hmm. But it was still. That was the year
Tom was still here.
They won the Super Bowl that year.
Mm-hmm.
So not drafting him was a good idea.
I guess, yeah.
Because I loved watching Lamar in college, so it just...
I don't think we would have put like the right offense around him like Harbaugh has.
That's the other thing, yeah.
But like right now, like hypothetically, if Lamar was coming out right now and then we snagged him, I'd be like, this is put up another 6 banners, buddy. We're good.
Exactly. Granted, Mac wasn't really anything.
No, and I don't know. I don't know how you let your buddy Nick Saban talk you into it. Like, you just call up the phone, and he was like, Nick Saban was probably just like, do it, bud. Do it, Bill. You got it. Yeah. He's fine.
Oh, yeah.
You got to he probably just, like, stroked the ego. He was like, Bill, you're so good. Like, if I could win with him, like, you can win with him.
Yeah. Didn't he? Yeah. Ugh. Poor kid.
I do feel bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty rough.
He's our age, so.
That hurts a lot when you hear that. Cam's like that now. Like, he's 22.
Yeah.
And, like, basketball players are, like, 20 in the league. So, like...
Tatum's 24.
Yeah.
25. 24, 25.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
It's rough. There's no feeling, like, worse when you hit those early 20s. And you're like, let's watch the draft.
Bronny James, like, 19 years old, going to get drafted.
Yeah. You're like, he's younger than me. Well, he's a freak. And you're like, he's 5'11". He's been drafted. All right. That sucks. Well... I'm white. And you're like, oh, Jesus, this guy's getting drafted. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Is that a white corner? No.
Yeah.
It's possible.
It is possible. It's the worst.
It hurts. It hurts the ego so much.
And the knees.
You already feel sore for him.
Yeah.
Like, well, if I didn't get...
Fuck that. I couldn't imagine. I wish I did more in school. Applied myself more.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even... Like, see, it's crazy because I don't even... I was so far behind.
Oh, yeah.
And then I dropped out. I went to a different school. I went to like a charter school.
I didn't know that.
That was in Washington Street School. So they had CSI, they had Washington Street. Oh, I'm gonna shut my phone off here in a second, lady.
If you need to go, we can wrap it.
10 more minutes.
Okay.
I went to a charter school, and I mean, this would have been your sophomore year? No, junior year. So I was still technically, credit-wise, a freshman. My senior year, I only
Really?
had 3 credits. I didn't care about school whatsoever.
Damn, dude, I didn't know that.
Well, yeah, and that's the crazy thing is I left MV thinking this would be better. Definitely was not. So I waited till I was 18, and I dropped out, and I was like, fuck this shit. Got a job at Dunkin' Donuts. Shit sucked. $7.50 an hour. I was like, man. Got my GED 2 years later, and I'm like, I wish I did more in school.
That is the worst thing is like having that kind of, because like I feel the same way. Like a senior year, I really like mailed it in. I applied to 2 schools, and it was Plymouth and NHTI.
Yeah.
And it was only because like my buddy did, and we were like, yeah, we'll room together.
Yeah.
And then we like weren't friends. Towards the end, I was like, not going.
Yeah. Fuck that.
But it helps again with like the life got me to that point. Like I had to learn those things.
Oh, it's a full
like,
circle. I'm working in a high school with kids with autism.
That's true.
Like
That's an interesting.
It's a full circle. Like I'm telling kids that I see that were me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, you're gonna 1, miss it, 2, regret how you're feeling and what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you guys could be in this spot 10, 12 years from now.
And it sucks because it's like at max 10% of them will listen.
Exactly.
Will hear it. Every year, and for at least football, like every year, we'll have some senior come out and go like, oh, I wish I played sooner.
Yep.
You're like, yeah, man, of course you do. Like, and every year, like even the kids who play are like, oh, I wish I tried harder through the years.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I worked out and like applied myself to it more. Like, yeah, dude, like that's all. Like that's the founding steps of like life regret.
Yep.
It's the start.
100%.
It's the building blocks to it.
Yeah. Yep. That's
That's rough.
yeah.
That sucks.
I never applied myself, so it's like
Yeah.
you don't realize it
When
until
in
you're
it,
like
no.
going through some shit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
Mm-hmm.
totally life changing.
Mm-hmm.
When you can come to that conclusion of like, I knew I was a fucking asshole. Swearing, like my freshman year was horrible. Swearing all the time, like just doing nothing. Looking at, literally cheating off other people's papers because they would just give it to me.
Mm-hmm.
And giving me finals, and I'm like, just put your name at the top. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. But like,
yeah.
But like, why was
mentality of like, I don't want to, just to be difficult.
Exactly. Well, and I didn't like old teachers. I didn't like having old people as teachers. So I had 2 of them back to back.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Brandt and Mr. Stamnitz. Mr. Brandt, poor guy, he retired after that year. It was
like, fuck this guy.
It was a rough year.
Done. Fuck him.
He's a good guy. He's an awesome guy. But yeah, no, I was such a menace. But I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
In a way.
I was going to say, because, like, again, I didn't know literally any of that about you. Because, like, every time I ever saw you, heard about you, I always immediately, like, my first thought was, like, this is the dude who probably has so much fun because everyone loves him. Because he's, like, a charismatic, just fun dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's always, like...
see, I don't hear that.
Really?
Oh, I've never heard that.
Oh, really? That was also, like, just, like... Because, like, this is the most we've ever talked of knowing each other.
100%.
Which is crazy, because we talked about that. It's like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But that was always my thought. It was like... Like you and like a handful of people where I'm like, yeah, like if we ever were in a scenario to hang out, it'd be a super fun and we'd probably become really good friends.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, but he's a super fun guy, probably has a ton of friends, doesn't need it.
Yeah. Oh, and I was going
That
through
was
my
always
own
the vibe.
mental shit,
that's
dude.
crazy.
That's the crazy part, too. I was going through so much mental shit where I didn't think anybody felt that way.
Interesting.
So it's like, it's great to hear that.
Yeah.
Because, like, maybe I was just doing shit on the low where I was being a piece of shit. Like, I was doing stuff with drugs and money and all this shit, but nobody knew.
No.
So deep down, I was like, man, I'm a piece of shit. Like, swearing all the time, all this shit. Like, it didn't matter. Nothing mattered. I was making money.
It feels good in the moment.
While doing nothing.
Yeah.
So, but, like, Miss Masterson, she was my principal at Loudon Elementary. I worked there last year as a para. So, hearing all this stuff coming from her, I'm like, oh, okay, I was a good kid. I don't remember that, but I guess I didn't cause problems like I thought I did.
What other people remember of you.
Exactly.
It's very
like
crazy.
What you just said. I'm like, the shit end of the stick that I got, people thinking I'm annoying, like being told I'm annoying and all this shit. And I'm like, people also thought positive things about me. That's cool. I'll take that.
When when we graduated, that's when Cam got into high school.
Yeah.
And X's sister was like 2 grades below us, maybe. So we would always, and like we were just always like having fun together.
Oh, X's younger sister.
Yeah.
Not his older sister was in my grade.
Yeah. And we would have kids be like, we would take like both of them out for lunch or something sometimes. Yeah. And because we'd be like, oh, we're so nice. And just trying to hang out. And she would get so annoyed because people like who were in her grade or whatever would be like asking what we're doing, or like be like would apparently ask for like our number or something, like to hang out, like guys or whatever. Not like but we're like huh, really? And I always attributed it to like, oh, because I'm friends with X. Like he's a fun, cool guy. Like has that aura of like everyone just thinks he's a quiet, like cool guy, I guess. And then we were out one day and someone was like, yo, what are you and X doing? I'm like, I want to hang out. And we were like, I was like, oh, well, X is busy, so like maybe another day. And he's like, you don't want to hang out? And I was like, why would you? No. Yeah. And then it's kind of a similar thing of like, oh, like I kind of thought just like no one knew who I was. Like, and not that I'd be like, oh, like I'm a loner. Not that, but I was just like, I don't cause enough shit where like, and I kind of keep to I know who I like and that's what I like. I don't like you, you're in a distance. Like that's always how I felt. Yeah.
No, I feel that.
It's crazy what you don't like know people think of you as.
Exactly. Like you only have your self-image. I mean, I was friends with every group. That's what I always tried to do. But didn't feel reciprocated a lot of the time. Yeah. But that's high school.
Yeah. I just actually today realized I thought for years I've been like deleting messages on Facebook Messenger. Yeah. And found out I've just been archiving. You have honestly no idea how fucking stupid I felt. Oh, yeah. I was so stupid. So I was like, what? Wait, what? Because like I got one of those like robot messages. So I would delete, and I was like, why didn't that say delete? So I was like, what the fuck is archive? So I look, and it's just years of messages from like 2011. Oh, no. And so I'm like going through, I'm like, what the fuck is in this? And I'm like seeing some names where I'm like, why the fuck are we talking? So then I click in it, and it's like from like middle school and high school. Yeah. Of like some messages of girls. So you're like, I don't remember talking. Yeah. And you look, and then like I read it, and I'll be like, oh, they were hitting on me. Yeah. I'm so fucking stupid. I was like, what the fuck?
It's crazy. It's like, school is such a mess. We could, dude, that's like a 10-part story.
Oh, yeah.
That's like the shit that goes on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
One thing,
What's that?
whenever I'm back on, I don't know if you noticed this.
Yeah.
Do you know what it says?
No.
Shroot Farms.
Okay.
When your brother gets back, we're going to have a debate here. Because I watched that episode. Parks and Rec is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But The Office is like top tier. Like top tier. So
I don't know. All right.
I'm waiting. I'm ready.
He gets back next week. He'll ask how this went, and then I'll talk to, because like definitely need, because it's also fun.
Oh yeah.
Because he'll have a different point of view.
Yeah.
On.
Oh yeah.
To like you guys, because he didn't know anyone from
exactly.
grades.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He wouldn't have any idea.
No.
Who I am. That's for sure.
He does know who you are.
What?
It's one of those things. Yeah. But I think it's like, because he's also like all of our cut, like Brittany and Ashley were all older.
Oh
so
yeah,
like
yeah.
he always had to like look through a bag, like the magnifying glass of like our lives and see the.
But because my
Loudon,
sister and my cousin were friends with them, and
yeah. But oh yeah.
I forget what the other show was that you guys were talking about. It was Parks and Rec, The Office, and then another one that I hadn't seen ever.
Was it Scrubs?
No.
I
don't remember. Yeah. But yeah, I was like,
well, when he gets back, I'll find out when he's free, because we go on that cruise in July, so we'll have to be before that. But I'll talk to him and we'll figure out some things, and I'll send it to you and see what you want.
Yeah, sounds
Sweet,
good
man.
to me.
Perfect, dude.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Of course. No, thank you. I'm excited.
Anytime, man.
Yeah, for sure.